Hello, my name is Krista Mahon, independent designer with Couture. I'm from Batavia, Ohio. Thank you for joining me. We're going to ink a wine glass today. We are going to use our permanent ink line, which this is permanent and can be hand washed after it's heat set. So to heat set in the oven and make the ink permanent, you'll put it in the oven for 350 degrees for 25 minutes, and then you can spray it off, wash it off. I will show you one actually that I made, I guess it was last week. So this was with our Valentine's Day minis. It is heat set already. So as you can see, I'm just going to spray it so you can see I can wash it off. So this is just water. And we're going to take a towel here and rub it. And guess what? It's permanent. So this was already heat set in the oven, like I said, 350 degrees for 25 minutes. Okay, guys? And then it's permanent. And no worries. So you can do this on mugs, glass, metal, anything that can go in the oven, okay? So we're going to use this nice little lips and these hearts, okay? So this little transfer is an A size. They're 5x7, the A sizes, and it's called Valentine Kisses. So we're going to mark our packaging. And the reason why we do this is because once the transfers are dry, after we use them, once they're dry, they are reusable. So we want to put them back in the packaging. So we're going to cut this one apart on the cut apart lines. So this can be used really 3 times. You can keep it whole and just use it that way, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. So I'm using our transfer trimmers. They are righty and lefty, so that's awesome. They don't rust, and they're great for cutting apart the transfers. So once we have them cut, we're going to take our Sharpie, and we're just going to mark the back and front, okay? So we know which one goes where and how to put it on our transfer backing after we're done, okay? We're not going to use those two today. So we're just going to mark them and set them aside, okay? And then on this one, we're just going to draw the little lips. You don't have to be perfect. It's only for you, but there's my little lips. I am no Bob Ross. I cannot draw and I cannot paint. So we're just going to set this and these aside, okay? And we're going to fuzz this, okay? The reason why we fuzz is to pick up a little bit of lint so it doesn't stick so well that it won't come off, okay? So you want to peel this off, okay? And we're going to put it on our fuzzing. You can set that aside. Put it on our fuzzing cloth. Fuzz it a few times. If you don't have a fuzzing cloth, it's not the end of the world. You can use your sweatshirt. You can use a t-shirt, your jeans. If you have like a microfiber towel that you would, you know, wipe down the car with, anything will work. You just don't want it to be so like a towel that has a lot of strings on it, because you don't want to block the silk screen, okay? So just FYI. So when I do something round, I actually kind of like make a barrier, okay? So it stays in place. Our self-healing mat does not, the transfer don't stick to it, so that's pretty cool. So I'm kind of like making a barrier, okay? So it just will sit and not roll around on me, and I can actually do this without having issues, okay? So we're just going to place this on here however you want it. I'm going to do mine on a little angle. And then when you're doing something circular around, you want to make sure that you push it down the transfer from the middle out, okay? So that helps prevent any bubbles, and hopefully we have a clean ink, okay? If it has any mistakes, it's not the end of the world. It won't dry right away, and it can be cleaned up. It's not going to be permanent till it's heat set. So if you have a major mistake, you could just erase the whole thing quickly, and it's not a big deal, okay? So we just want to make sure it's down nice and smooth and the bubbles are all out, okay? It doesn't matter about this because all we're worried about is the middle here. So this can be up. You can see a bubble right there. That's totally fine. Okay, so we're going to take our ink. It's the permanent ink line. We're going to go ahead and open it. We're going to grab our stir stick. These are plastic and reusable. And we're just going to stir up our ink, okay? We're going to grab what we call a squeegee. So this is a mini. Okay, there's a slanted side and a straight side. You want to use the slanted side. I always try to get as much as I can off my stir stick. And then I put that in the bath of water, okay? And we'll wash them afterwards. So I'm going to dip my slanted side. The best thing about ink I found that works the best is to go over it, especially when you're doing glass or porcelain, just one time, nice and thick, and don't keep going over it. That's, I feel like, when we have seepage under the transfer. So it's simple as that. Okay, I'm easing the pressure up just to get the lines out. And seriously, it's that simple. Okay, put the excess back in your jar. Put that in the bath water as well. And then we're going to peel it. So on ink, you want to make sure you don't have it all over your hands because it is permanent. Also, you want to pull it off slowly. Okay, so you start from one edge. You can go top to bottom or left to right. Highly recommend don't do corners because it can stretch the transfer, okay? So we're just going to grab this side and pull off nice and slow. And voila, you have a perfect little design, okay? So this, like I said, will be permanent once it's put in the oven, 325 degrees for 25 minutes, okay? So if you have a bath of water, great. If you don't, you can always use something to wash it. Now this is permanent, so you want to be careful, but I'm going to wash it. This is our misting bottle. It has 3 settings, a large, a medium, and a small mist. Now obviously I'm using large, so it'll come right off the transfer. I'm going to grab a Clorox wipe and just wipe it off my transfer. Okay, so you can just wipe it right off. And another part about the Sharpie mark, okay, so since our transfers are reusable, you want to dry them sticky side up. So this Sharpie mark should be face down while you're drying. Once it gets wet, it's no longer sticky. As it dries, it'll get stickier, okay? So you just want to clean that up. And like I said, dry, sticky side up. So that Sharpie mark's another reason why I love marking my fronts and backs, especially during making takes. If people just don't, you know, are new to chalking or new to inking, you just want to make sure that you have that face down the Sharpie, okay? So once this is dry, you can put it on the backer. You can reuse it. You can make as many wine glasses as you want, but that is how you clean the transfer, okay? If you have in the bath of water, just don't soak them. I highly recommend do not soaking. Cleaning them right away, and they will last a lot longer, okay? So sticky side up to dry, and we'll show the project one more time. Thank you so much for joining me, and this is the Transfer Valentine Day kit, or Valentine Kisses. And we just inked a wine glass. Heat set in the oven, 350 degrees for 25 minutes. Thank you for joining me, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.